I'm not going to waste any of your time. You came here because you want to end your phone addiction, but you just haven't had the willpower to do that. So in this video, I'm going to go over the 3 steps that you can take to make the process as easy as possible. But before I go into these steps, I'm going to need your undivided attention, because if you really want to see a change, you're going to need to not only listen closely, but also implement this advice to your life. So put this video in full screen, don't have anything else in the background, and just focus. Ready? Good. Let's begin. Step 1. Make your phone less appealing. This is the easiest step, because it requires basically no willpower whatsoever. Just by changing a few settings and arrangements, you can instantly turn your phone from an addictive distraction to a mindful tool. One example of something you can do right now is to set your phone to grayscale. Go to your phone settings and switch your color scheme to be only black and white. Color is a powerful stimulant for our brains, and by removing it, you make your phone less appealing to look at. I found that just by changing this one setting, my urge to mindlessly use my phone decreased significantly. But there's something even more important. Something that can put an end to your smartphone addiction instantly, and that is to delete all appealing apps on your phone that you don't need. Social media apps like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Reddit, and Twitter are examples of apps that need to go, right now. By deleting these apps, you remove the primary sources of instant gratification from your smartphone, basically forcing yourself to stop mindlessly scrolling. If deleting them entirely isn't an option, at least do me a favor and log out of these apps. That way, you'll have to intentionally log in and log back out every time you use them, reducing impulsive usage. There are probably many other apps on your phone that aren't essential and are just draining your time. I can't tell you what exactly these apps are, so it's up to you to decide what to delete. Spend some time thinking about this, because your brain might trick you into keeping certain apps because they're useful. One example is YouTube. If you're not using YouTube for educational purposes, just delete it. The last thing you need to do to make your phone less appealing is to silence all notifications. Notifications act as a trigger for your brain. By leaving your notifications on, you're quite literally allowing your attention to be robbed at any given time of the day. Don't sabotage yourself like this. Your attention deserves better than that, so remove notifications completely from your phone. Step 2. Make your phone less accessible. This next step involves making it harder to actually use your phone. The first thing you need to stop doing right now is sleeping with the phone next to you. If you're doing this every night, I'm just going to assume that you have absolutely no respect for your sleep and health. Your bed is a place to sleep, not to mindlessly scroll on the internet. You'll be surprised by just how much easier it is to sleep at night and wake up without feeling the temptation to use your phone, just by moving your phone away from the bed. Next, make sure that when you're studying, working, or doing anything important, you put your phone outside of your room. This will ensure that it's impossible to get distracted while doing something that deserves your full attention. On top of this, you can also set certain times of the day or certain places where phone usage is restricted. For example, make a rule not to use your phone at all for the first 2 hours after waking up. Ban yourself from using your phone in your bedroom, in the toilet, or during meals on the dining table. One last thing you can do to make it harder to go on your phone is to disable fingerprint or face recognition to unlock your phone. These features make it way too easy to unlock your phone and enter a doom scrolling session without you even realizing it. Instead of these, try setting a super long passcode, something that serves as a reminder of your goal to use your phone intentionally. Oh, and I also recommend turning off tap to wake and raise to wake if you have them on. If all it requires to turn your phone on is to simply pick it up, of course you're going to subconsciously check it every 5 minutes. Turn off as many features that make the unlocking process more convenient as you can. Step 3. Make your phone less necessary. The last step is to confront the root of the issue, your perception of how necessary your phone is. While it might seem like phones are indispensable tools in our modern lives, the reality is that they're not actually as essential as you think they are. Your dopamine craving brain has just been tricked into thinking that you can't live without them. If you want to be able to live without phones, you first need to learn to be okay with being lonely and bored. Sure, humans need connection and shouldn't be bored all the time, but your phone should not be the solution to that. It's much better to be bored but present in the moment than to be stimulated but absent from your life. So learn to embrace boredom. Understand that these moments are opportunities for self-reflection, creativity, and genuine connection with the world around you. You'll be amazed at the beauty and richness of the real world when you're not viewing it through the lens of a screen. Start training your attention span with practices like meditating. Use this time of your life to start forming new hobbies and gaining new skills. Go to the gym, read books, learn how to play a new instrument. There's so many things you can do when you don't have this device draining your time anymore. If you feel the need to communicate with friends, just talk to them in real life, because after all, that's how humans are meant to communicate. And finally, if you feel like it's absolutely necessary, one final tip I can give you is to get a second phone. Yes, I mean it, another phone. It seems counterintuitive, but this is actually the step that I took that finally ended my phone addiction. I'm not talking about a normal smartphone with all the same features, but rather a much simpler dumb phone with only essential tools. Something like a cheap Android phone or even a flip phone. You're welcome to use this phone whenever you want throughout the day, just as long as you don't install social media or any addictive apps. With that, make sure that your main phone is placed out of your reach as much as possible. By doing this, you'll start to treat your main phone as a luxury, and as something you should only use when you deserve to use it. This causes your perceived necessity of your main phone to decrease, making it much easier to end your addiction. Now, I'm not saying you need to get another phone just to end your phone addiction, but if you happen to have another phone lying around that you're not using, go ahead and make that your secondary phone, and stop relying on your main phone filled with distractions to do basic things. So that's it. I've now told you everything you need to know about ending your phone addiction. Now all you have to do is use what I told you to take action. If you ever need a reminder, just remember the 3 steps. Make your phone less appealing, less accessible, and less necessary. If you successfully apply all 3 of these steps, you'll notice your phone addiction automatically start to fade away. It's you against yourself here, and every small effort you make takes you a step closer to breaking free from the digital world and living a real life.